for you to. So you may be listening to the radio thinking, oh, this is great, but I'm not going to have the radio when I go into this building. Just go to the app in the App Store, look for WURD, or go to WURDradio.com, or if you're like social media savvy, check us out on the live stream on Facebook or YouTube, or can you believe it? Even on Twitch.
Twitch, yes.
All right. We don't play.
Well, no, actually, if you're on Twitch, you usually do. But anyway, that's another story.
That is so true. Why else would you be on Twitch if you're not gaming, except to listen to the Power Hour?
And there you go.
Right now, gamers have just ceased playing their games for an hour.
That's right.
They're like, hey, put down Call of Duty.
There you go.
Put down Grand Theft Auto, whatever version they're on now, like 1,500.
I got you.
It's Bishop Royster and Mark Tyler. Stop what you doing. So what's up, Bishop?
Not much. I just want to make sure people realize we did not re-coordinate today. So both of us have on our fraternity shirts today, and we did not coordinate this by any means. So we're doing
this. This is our shout out for Will Mega. Right now, he's at home. He's pulling out all of his nailya to counteract these two shirts.
Counteract these two shirts, which is really
that's
fun.
right. What's up, folks? Glad to see everybody out this morning. Hey, do us a big favor. Hit the share button if you're on Facebook, and if you're on YouTube or Twitch, you can just kind of post the link into someplace like Twitter or Instagram, and others will be able to listen to the show as well. This show could not be made possible without the hard work behind the scenes of none other than Queen Kawesa.
Good morning.
How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah. We are yet alive. We're recovering. So from a busy weekend. But how was your journey in today?
Not bad at all, really. Yeah, it wasn't bad. A little wet from those thunderstorms that we had last night. But, not too many folks on the road today, which was surprising. Maybe, I don't know if it was the weather. I have no idea if it was the weather or not. But I still can't get a handle on when people are driving and at what time. I'm still confused on that, but it's cool. But it was smooth sailing, made it in. The weather is a little cool right now. I think it's going up to maybe 80 today, but right now it's in the 60s and it feels really nice. I actually kind of wish I had grabbed a little jacket or something, but I know it's going to get warmer, so what was the point? So yeah, that's it.
I got you. Yeah, it is. My long commute into the basement, I had to put a sweatshirt on because it's freezing down here because the air conditioner's on in the house. So totally get it. But I'm glad for nice weather outside, especially since it rained most of the weekend. There were portions when it did not, but most of the time it did. And hopefully we can have a pretty steady week.
Storm clouds.
Why is Nick posting that says Kwesa don't know hoagies? What is that all about?
He's never going to let me live this down, ever.
So you got to explain now.
Yeah, it's out there now.
What had happened was, right, because I'm done with a certain chain that's quite popular in, South Jersey and Philadelphia, because they don't make their hoagies with love anymore. And so I was just tired of it. And I was like, let me roll into another chain and see, how I fare. And so I went to the counter. I've never been there before. I just heard about it. And I was like, hey, can I get I wanted a turkey and cheese hoagie. And so I looked up and I'm reading everything and I'm like, oh, I want a turkey and provolone, and it said sub. And so I whispered sub. I haven't really said sub most of my life. And I said it was one of the best hoagies that I'd ever, had in a really, really long time. But it was a sub. They didn't call it a hoagie. It was a sub. And so now Nick will torment me for the rest of my life.
All right. So first of all, don't feel bad about that. Second of all, when I went to college, in Boston, there were two things I quickly discovered. There was no such thing as a hoagie in Boston.
Right.
Everything was a sub. And the second thing was that they put sesame seeds on their pretzels.
Oh,
So
ooh.
they did not have salt. They had sesame seeds on them. And so it was just part of the, the journey of being with that. And, you go to places and you try to help correct them and help them to understand the history of the hoagie and the history of the pretzel, and that they were not sesame seeds on them, it was salt. And try to explain to them coming out of Pennsylvania. So you do a little education piece and try to help them understand that. And then periodically you go to places that specialize in Philadelphia fare, like, down in the DMV, which is DC, Maryland, Virginia area. They actually have places that specialize, one, in making Pennsylvania soft pretzels. There's a special place I go to every year for the Super Bowl to go get pretzels. And then the other place that I would go to down there would places that Philadelphians ran to have cheesesteaks and to also get hoagies. As a matter of fact, there's one place down there that actually has shipped daily Amoroso rolls so that they can do their hoagies and cheesesteaks.
Wow.
This is why I know that there's something wrong with my Facebook feed, and I'm not getting real-time comments because I don't see one comment on this conversation about hoagies and subs, and I know that this is probably blowing up the internet right now. So I'm certain there's got to be comments there, right?
Yeah, we're frozen on Facebook, it looks like, at least on my end. But Nick is on here making comments about never, shame, sacrilege, Ichabod, Koisa don't know hoagies. So yeah, there's a
Oh my
whole thing going on with that right now. So yes, it was it's definitely a thing.
I don't. Well, look, growing up in California, we called what's called a hoagie. We called them sub sandwiches too. The submarine.
Yeah, the submarines.
Sandwiches.
They were called
Yeah.
submarines.
Yeah.
I mean, coming from California, that makes a lot of sense because it would look like a submarine, and you all would have the experience of submarines there. But for the rest of us, they were hoagies. Hog Island. They were Hog Island sandwiches. That's what they were. Hog Island was right out in the Delaware.
It's a sandwich. I mean, I find Philadelphians tend to get very sensitive about certain things that ain't that deep, like whether it's a hoagie or a sub. Now I know I'm in trouble with the listeners. They're like, don't bring that stuff out here.
What are you trying to say?
I'm just saying. Folk get like very.
Philadelphians are very defensive about their food.
Yeah, I know.
Very defensive about their food. They do not mess with the food from Philly.
Yeah, well, if we defended our school children like that, we'd have more school funding.
That would be true.
You can take that and riff on that all morning, sir.
Absolutely. We can make it black, right? It'll be about race.
Right. Everything it's racial.
It's racial. Absolutely, It's racial. Doggone it.
That guy was like trying to make us sound like we were like Martin Lawrence's character in Boomerang. Everything was racial. Remember?
Everything is racial. Let's not kid ourselves.
Yeah. Let's see. Sandra says a shop near where I was living in Ewing Township could not make a good cheesesteak or a decent cheese fries. I believe that. What about a po' boy?
No, that's not a Philly thing.
That's a New Orleans thing. Nylons.
Yeah, I didn't think that was.
Yeah, Tony Freeman told me to hush my mouth. It's a hoagie.
Mm-hmm. Hog Island, man. That's hoagie came from Hog Island.
All right. Like I said, forgive me, Philadelphians. I know, like I said again, y'all get real. I won't say sensitive because then you get sensitive about that.
Absolutely.
Hey, so, bro, a lot of stuff happening around us these days. I mean, you go from like not much happening to a lot happening. And yesterday, one of our favorite congresswomen had an aha moment.
Which one?
I should put a favorite in air quotes.
Is it MGT?
Yes. You got AOC on one end, and you got
MGT on the other end.
It is MGT, right? Yes.
Yes, it's MGT. Yeah.
Is it Marjorie? No, it's MGT. Marjorie. Oh, you got it. No, you're right. Marjorie Taylor Greene. For some reason, I want to think her last name is
well,
different.
MTG, yes,
Yeah.
MTG. Okay.
So MTG, she was making some controversial comments about
No.
the Holocaust.
She makes controversial comments about everything.
She was comparing the Holocaust to where she was comparing mask wearing, I should say, to the Holocaust.
Wow.
And she has said,
surprising. Let's be honest, right?
Right. So she said so many things in her short tenure as a U.S. Congresswoman, and I guess what she did not realize is that this is like where you draw the line. That's where the line is. You can't. You just hit the third rail, and you didn't know that you were about to hit the third rail. So she hit it, and she hit it hard. Man, folk came for her neck about that and did not let up. And so she went to the Holocaust Museum yesterday, and she learned that the Holocaust is real.
No.
Now, on the one hand, we could just torture. This is so easy. This is like, come on, Marjorie, make us work a little harder at 6 a.m. Because we could just like do an entire show on you and that statement that, 6 million Jewish people and others, blacks and gypsies and all kind of people were also killed during the reign of Adolf Hitler and the Nazis. Duh. Right, yeah, it's kind of why people get a little sensitive when you say mask wearing is like the Holocaust, because it's not. But she said something revealing, and I want to say the obligation of parents in this moment. She said the reason she was out there yesterday apologizing to the Jewish people and everyone else that she offended by that statement is because her late father, who passed away within the last year, that her father told her that when you do make a mistake, you got to own it, and you got to go out and apologize. So that's why she's apologizing. But I'm thinking well, isn't it also a part of the responsibility of parents to share truthful information with children and not let them get caught up in a situation where you are an adult and you don't know that the Holocaust is real? Because a part of me is like, I think she really didn't know.
Now, wait a minute. I'm reading an article in Huffington Post, and it also says that on Monday, she mentioned that she had visited Auschwitz when she was 19 years old.
Oh, so she knew.
She knew. So this
forgot.
Is some political ploy, right? I'm not really sure what the angle is here yet.
Well, she's not. All right, okay, hold on. She's 19 in Auschwitz. As a 19-year-old, maybe she was out with another 19-year-old just enjoying Germany, not paying attention on the tour. I don't know.
At Auschwitz? Dude. Like, they still have the gas chambers there. This is Auschwitz.
And she's 19.
I don't get that.
I mean, honestly, I don't, you could take some black kids through the horrors of slavery at the African American Museum at the Smithsonian at 17 to 19, and they ain't going to get it because they ain't paying attention. They're 19. They're on their phones. They're with their friends. They think everything's a joke. Some stuff really, the gravity of some things don't hit you until you're older, but it is really frightening that you have people who are in the United States Congress who are holding the position, one of the highest positions in the country. There are only a couple of positions even higher than a House member in the Congress, in the chambers, and that you literally have to be told at this age that the Holocaust is real and that you shouldn't compare mask wearing or anything else around the shutdown to something like the Holocaust.
Yeah, so it looks like this was about the fact that she had gone to, there's a store in Tennessee that's allowing vaccinated workers and customers to go into the store unmasked. Employees have to wear a logo on their name tags to signify that they've been inoculated and are allowed to go maskless.
Mm-hmm.
So Green said, vaccinated employees get a vaccination logo, just like the Nazis forced Jewish people to wear a gold star. Although the Nazis used stars to mark as a sign of mark of stigma and not of privilege. So this is what Green, her original statement was vaccinated employees get a vaccination logo, just like the Nazis forced Jewish people to wear a gold star. That's what Green said. Jesus. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, that was a really bad analogy. That was a terrible analogy. So, I mean, here's the thing about Marjorie Taylor Greene, right? The only reason she's allowed to run wild at the moment is because the right needs somebody to counteract the squad. And the squad is Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, and Ayanna Pressley out of Massachusetts. And so even though the squad actually has good policies and good ideas and about the direction the way the country should move, Marjorie Taylor Greene is just the ignorant individual that they are just allowing to just say whatever. I mean, she has attacked both, who was the new rep out of St. Louis, who was a Black Lives Matter activist?
Cori Bush.
Yeah, Cori Bush. She's attacked Cori Bush. She's attacked Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. As a matter of fact, they have been talking about whether they're going to get restraining orders against her while she is on the Capitol grounds because she has chased them, screaming after them as they go in their offices while walking around the Capitol. She has gone after other congressional leaders of color and is just a really ignorant person. So, and even the Republicans on occasion have had to call her back and to rebuke her for some of her statements, which is really bad in this age of Trump. So, I don't.
They got the
bad news.
They got the squad, and we got MTG.
I think they're trying to make the mini Klan in the House. That's their thing.
Oh wow, we got to take a quick break because it's 6:22.
Wait a minute, hold on, wait a minute. Rob Garland just says the squad has foul behavior. That is not the case.
We got to take a quick break. We'll come back on the other side and continue this conversation. It's the Power Hour. Hey, hit the share button. Don't keep this to yourself. We'll be right back.
More than joint replacement, it's total joint care. Einstein Orthopedics offers minimally invasive, same-day procedures like anterior hip replacement and knee replacement surgery. Our board-certified surgeons and dedicated team will give you personalized care every step of the way. From your first appointment to surgery to post-procedure follow-up care, Einstein Orthopedics offers everything you need to get moving again. Visit einstein.edu/totaljoint to learn more.
Welcome Black.
It's time to reawaken, reopen, and renew as WURD kicks off our annual 4WURD Early Bird Membership Special. We've stood together every step of the way during the pandemic. Here at WURD, our hosts and producers, elders, parents, children, teachers, doctors, and community leaders stood up, shared resources, and supported each other through the airwaves, virtual events, and of course, the phone lines. We've stayed connected by every means necessary. Let's welcome the new season, the reopening of the city, and our new normal together. Stand with WURD. Start or renew your sustaining 4WURD membership for the special price of $75. Or if you just want to support the work we're doing, there is now an option to become a digital 4WURD member for as little as $5 per month. Visit wordradio.com/earlybird between now and June 19th to take advantage of our early bird membership special. You're listening to WURD Radio, 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD, independent black media.
Welcome back to the Power Hour. This is Bishop Dwayne Worcester along with the Reverend Dr. Mark Kelly Tyler. We're here Monday through Fridays from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. to bring you the latest in news, happenings around Philadelphia, and, of course, our opinions. And we have plenty of those. So wait a minute. We were talking about Marjorie Taylor Greene and making this apology after going to the Holocaust Museum, although in saying that she just realized that the Holocaust was real, and then that discovered that she had been to Auschwitz when she was 19. So
wait. She's like, is that the same place? I'm sorry. Was that the same thing?
It's really scary. Then wait a minute. It's so bad what she said that even the Republicans are denying this one. I mean, Kevin McCarthy came out and was like, this was a terrible statement. He said, Marjorie is wrong, and her intentional decision to compare the horrors of the Holocaust with wearing masks is appalling. Let me be clear. The House Republican Conference condemns this language. He's not going to kick her out, though. But, I mean, she's already been stripped of all of her committee assignments. We should know that, right? So she's been stripped. Nancy Pelosi stripped her a while ago of all of her committee assignments because she was so bad. Huffington Post also reports that just days after this Holocaust comparison, she broke out in a really bad Mexican accent while accusing Democrats without evidence of helping Mexican cartels. She's also repeatedly targeted Muslims, and I talked about this. Ilhan Omar, she stalked and harassed several members of Congress to the point of wanting them needing to relocate their office out of safety concerns. Cori Bush relocated her office as a part of that. Yeah, she is. She's really bad. So Brad Snyder, who is a congressman out of Illinois, is introducing a resolution on Wednesday to censor her, which will require a majority vote in the House. I'm pretty sure they'll get that because that'll just be the Dems. Yeah. But she is, she's bad news, man. She's bad news. You know, she's a QAnon person too. Somebody says, who said Rep RMTG is trailer park?
Oh, wow. Now, hold on now. All right, now you're going to get us having phone calls. Joanne Kemp said, it's nice to be able to say what you want, then apologize for it, and still have a salary. She said that on YouTube, on our YouTube channel.
Yeah, wait a minute. Isn't she the one? Yeah, Tawanda. Yeah, she ran in with AOC, Cori Bush, Ilhan Omar. Pretty much Rashida Tlaib. Yeah, she goes after every Republican member of Congress. So yeah, she's. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is not Muslim, but yeah, she goes after everybody she doesn't like. She's a loose cannon. She's very dangerous.
Yeah, I mean she is, and so one has to wonder. Again, is our next stop the African American Museum at the Smithsonian? Let's not stop the education.
I want to be a fly on the wall if she goes over there. I
want to see Lonnie Bunch walking her through. Like, let's pause here. This is called the Middle Passage. And not because it's in the middle of the story. But let's talk to you about the slave trade in the Atlantic. Just in case you ever want to start saying something like, I don't know, wearing masks is just like slavery.
I want to see her do one of those DNA test things and get what's his name from Harvard to come Skip Gates to come in and do her family analysis to figure out where her family's been.
Black blood. Oh man, come on! She comes from a Georgia planting family. If that's what her background is, you got some black folk in your family, Marjorie.
So, absolutely.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Dropping Mexican accents. Oh Lord.
Yeah, not good. Not good.
Yeah. All right, so on to other things. Lin-Manuel
Noriega.
Noriega. I know you do want to say Noriega.
Yeah, Manuel Noriega. Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah, but not Noriega, but he of
Hamilton fame.
Yes, my favorite thing. Oh, by the way, shout out to Leslie and the Kimmel Center and all of that because they're going to be reopening soon. And, I had a whole year of not having to make any excuses about going to see Broadway shows. I mean, there weren't many good things that came out of the pandemic, but that was one for me.
Oh, that's funny.
At least I didn't have to even try to think of an excuse. It's just, hey, we can't go. So I have to start recycling excuses now. They'll sound new to her. Oh, I got a conference. 2 years from now? Hey, the bishop plans ahead. But Lynn is in trouble again. Remember, he took some heat about the casting and questions about appropriation with Hamilton. And came out and apologized about it, said, you all are right for calling me on this. There's a whole lot of that. Was that about a year and a half ago? Actually, last year. During the fallout of the George Floyd protests, Breonna Taylor protests. And but apparently he has a new show called The Heights. Have you seen it?
I have not seen it. I've heard of it.
Kwesa, are you following that story? Do you know anything about that show?
Yeah, it's actually a musical. It's like a movie.
Okay. Are you familiar with the controversy? What does the cast look like? Because apparently, look, I mean, I saw him in full. He was like Marjorie Taylor Greene out there yesterday. I own this. You guys are right for coming down on me. The representation.
It's an issue about Afro-Latinos.
Yeah,
Afro-Latinas.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the issue is. There's
yeah.
no Afro-Latinas in the show.
Yeah, as far as leads are concerned, there's really no, representation for Afro-Latinos. And even like the main character. I'm only halfway through the musical, y'all. So, but the main character. I think they're saying that he's from the Dominican Republic, and we know like a lot of folks from the Dominican Republic look kind of more brown.
They're black.
They're black, exactly. They like literally one step from Haiti, and they're African, right? And so, or they have African features, and so there was really very little representation. But the other part, though, too, at least for me, is that you don't have something of this caliber for people who are Latino. Like it's kind of almost like a double-edged sword. Like you're going in and you're saying, oh, there's not enough representation, but it's like, oh, but it's so good and it's so well done, and there really are brown people in here, but they're just not. But they're not really Afro-Latino. They're not.
So it's really an issue of colorism, right? That is
that's the colorism. Mm-hmm.
It's an issue of colorism, and I just want to clarify that when I said the Dominicans are black, I'm replying to the fact that they have African blood in them, and so according to the 1/16 rule, they're black in America. Otherwise, some people might think that I'm trying to talk about skin tone, which I was not doing. So I just want to apologize in advance in case I offended anybody by making that statement.
Oh man, please! I mean, they're black folks.
I was being sarcastic.
Oh, so you know how you get black features by being black.
That's pretty much it. So anyway, so yeah, I mean, so I heard about this controversy about the fact that there was not the representation of the Afro Latinx community in the show. I have not watched it, and I was interesting to hear about that. But like you and both you and Tawanda Kwesa have said that it was really, really good. So,
but he keeps coming. But he keeps having these kind of problems. Well,
it's good. I mean, colorism's real in our community, right? I mean, we don't talk about that a lot, and it's actually colorism manifests itself not just in the black community, but in the Latinx community, in the Indian community, and when I'm talking about Indian, I'm talking about people from India. I mean, the whole notion of the Dalit community. One of the things that happened when and I love South Africa, but South Africa has 4 different racial groups, and one of them is black, and then the other one is colored. Then the other one is Asian, and then you're white, and the coloreds think that they're better than the blacks are, and that's a whole thing when I went over there, because I knew people that were both black and colored, and to listen to some of the comments that are being made, and you're just sitting there like, y'all look exactly the same to me, but people, so there's this whole notion of light skin, dark skin, that we have to still wrestle with, even internal to ourselves.
Yeah, well, he's in hot water, put it that way.
Yes.
And if you're like, again, if you're sitting there explaining, then you're losing, right? So
that's right. The minute
yeah, and according to Asa, the movie was a box office flop.
Oh, really?
So okay. Yeah, but so apparently it must be on HBO Max or something. Yeah, I'll watch that as soon as I get done with Hamilton. Okay. And let me just be clear, you may remember this, that when I did try to watch Hamilton during the pandemic, when they finally released it on I don't know who, well, maybe it was HBO Max as well, I'm not sure, but I was just kind of like, this kind of looks like, it kind of troubled me about the fact that Hamilton had his own issues with slavery.
Absolutely.
And that because it's hip hop and it's, a great beat and a great cast, and you get caught up in the music, that don't really change the fact that this is a pretty crappy story.
Yeah, I hear you.
I mean, it is. Stop me when I'm telling a lie here. I mean, we're not. This is not Hamilton wasn't like some abolitionist like John Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Now put that to some rap music. John Brown, bro. I'll go see that. You know what I mean?
I got you.
John Brown, like, who got the gat? Right? I mean, I'm just saying, it's like, we're talking about Alexander Hamilton.
That's
Yeah, I
all.
don't.
That's nothing but money.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah. Or to Joe Simmons' point, how about making one of Sally Hemings, the other side of the Jefferson story, the
Yep.
Jeffersons.
Actually, I thought there was a movie about Sally Hemings.
I'm talking about, but done by, Lynn. I don't know. I mean, I know a lot of people just love him. Y'all just think the world of him. He's just he's the thing right now. But I am not impressed. It has to be more than just a good beat, okay? Go back and watch Brown Sugar, the movie.
Yes.
They
I just
talking
saw
about
that the
like,
other day. I just saw it the other day.
see, that's right. They're talking about hip hop had lost its way.
No, she asked the question, when did you fall in love with hip hop?
Right.
That was the question.
Exactly. And I mean, and in the same way that sometimes we can get enamored by a good beat and nice choreography and things of that nature, and you kind of forget, and it's like you get swept away in the look. I'm not going to take that away from it. It's beautiful. It's stunning. The set, the design, all of that. It is a real thing. But the story, y'all. I'm like, this dude? Come on. What was he out there like fighting for black folk back then? Well, it's the times. It's the 1800s. There were white people fighting for black people.
Absolutely. There were major abolitionists out there, right, that were fighting for people to be set free.
Let's not just put that on the times as though Hamilton didn't know it wasn't right.
Right. Absolutely.
Hey, man. Anyway, so speaking of not right, this is a quick story. We don't need to stay here, but sometimes, fellas, I get it. You can get caught up in like issues with the ex. And, but sometimes, man, like Marjorie Taylor Greene, you can go too far. A father did that, and he did not realize what he was doing. I don't know why he didn't, but he was just caught up in emotion. He did not realize what he was doing to his kid. He paid his last child support payment. Have you heard this story?
I have not, but I can imagine he must have paid it in pennies.
80,000 pennies.
Jeez.
Dropped it in. He rented a trailer, filled it with 80,000 pennies, took it to his ex-wife's house, who, well, guess who else lives there? His 18-year-old daughter.
Oh, wow.
Paying her last child support payment, got out, started shoveling the pennies in front of the house. The mom was like, I didn't know who it was. I thought it was a landscaper or something. I was trying to figure out what this guy was doing. I realized, oh, it's him.
Wow.
80,000 pennies. I'm like, bro, first of all, that's your daughter. And I know it's painful. Anybody who has been there before, there are a number of us who, that is real. And I mean, and there's a lot of emotion that gets drawn out. But, men, and I'll say to women as well, put your children first in the middle of this. And if she's 18 and this is your last payment, dude, just write the check and go on. Go have a drink with your friends or however you celebrate and blow off steam. Say whatever you want to say about your ex offline, but don't bring your daughter into that.
That's not cool.
So check this out, though. But the daughter and the mom are kind of dope. They took the 80,000 pennies, every penny of it, scooped them back up, and took it to a shelter for women hiding from husbands or partners for domestic violence. Gave it to them, and the story got out. As of 2 or 3 days ago, when I first saw this, online donations had gone up to $47,000 for that.
Oh, my goodness. Wow.
I got to imagine. I guarantee you it's over 100,000 now. Without even looking at the story, I can guarantee you it's over 100,000 now. But, the Bible does say something about something to the effect that what you meant for evil, God meant for good.
That's right.
And, so trashy idea from a dad who has since apologized, by the way. He's come to reckon with it. He did a Marjorie Taylor Greene. He's like, my daddy told me, when you make a mistake, you got to own it. I'm sorry, darling. Daddy didn't mean to hurt you.
I mean, let me just say, on a serious note for a minute,
Yeah.
that's just cruel.
It
That
is
you would
cruel.
do that while your kid is in the house. I mean, I have a real problem with parents that use their children as weapons. In taking care of children as weapons. That's really difficult. But that's just cruel. That's just really cruel.
Yeah.
That's
So
like, oh, I'm done with you now. Watch this. And it's like,
Right.
the issue is probably with the ex-wife, not with the child. But the child's witnessing all this, and any child, even an 18-year-old, is going to internalize it and make it about them.
Yeah, I mean, listen, and that's what happens in these kind of things. You get caught up, and it's like you're not thinking. I mean, you're so impassioned, and this prolonged fight that's been going on for years, and here's the end. He probably been thinking, look, dude, this is not an over the night decision. You do know this, right?
Right.
And every single person who is a friend of his, with the exception of probably the one who shouldn't be his friend, has been trying to caution him for years. Dude, don't do it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm paying my last payment in pennies. I got the truck rented. I've been saving the pennies. They're like, dude, don't do this. You're going to hurt your daughter. Oh, no, they ain't going to hurt her. This is just, they'll understand how funny this is. Ha, 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 ha.
Not funny.
I need to bring out my royal laugh for that one. Ho, 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 ho. No, bro.
Hey, man, can we just shout out that Kayla J is checking us out today, too? So we got a couple of WURD family here with us this morning.
What's up, Kayla J? We got to on that note, let's take a quick break. Hey, by the way, Facebook flagged one of my comments. You know what it was?
What's that?
I posted the song Flashlight.
And it flagged your comment?
Said it did not meet community standards.
Flashlight the song?
Flashlight from Parliament,
You just
Funkadelic.
put the YouTube link in there?
Yeah, maybe they heard about the mothership and all the weed smoking going on and the drugs and stuff at the concerts back in the day. I don't know, but yes, that's the first time I've ever been flagged for anything. And all this controversial stuff I have said, it was because I posted Flashlight. We got to go to break. We'll be right back. I'm going to try to figure out what's up with Facebook this morning. We'll be right back.
Please.
Hey, Philly, unless you're planning on enjoying summer vibes in the same sweatpants you wore for the past year, it's time to change things up. That's right, that Philly summer feeling is almost here. The city is ready, and so are all the shops, restaurants, and museums you've been missing. Get vaxxed, get dressed, and get back to all the things you love about Philadelphia. Go to ReadySetPhilly.com today to plan your triumphant return.
Enterprise Exterminators, located at 4943 Wayne Avenue, has been in business since 1976 and can eliminate whatever pest problems you have. Enterprise specializes in bed bugs, lanternflies, and termites. Call for your free termite inspection today. Do-it-yourself kits are available. Enterprise Exterminators, servicing Philadelphia, Delaware, and New Jersey. Call now, 215-849-7070. Ask us about the WURD and senior discounts.
Wake up and text. Text and eat. Text and meet up with a friend you haven't seen in forever.
Hi.
Oh, hey. Text and complain that they're on their phone the whole time. Text and listen to them complain that you're on your phone the whole time. Text and whatever. But when you get behind the wheel, give your phone to a passenger. Put it in the glove box. Just don't text and drive. Visit StopTextsStopWrecks.org. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Now, a traffic update.
On WURD Radio.
Some volume building out there. This report sponsored by Staples Stores, Schuylkill Expressway, westbound side. You're going to find some volume out picking up abroad to pass you through the ongoing construction there. Eastbound side, not bad. You have Vine Expressway, westbound delays 8th out the Broadigan Parkway through the Schuylkill Expressway. Southbound 95, delay Cotman through Bridge. Again, delays Betsy Ross through Girard, picking up northbound side. Looks pretty good still. 55 northbound, Deptford in the 42. Getting busy there this morning. Staples Connect has the innovative tech you need, and just in time for Father's Day, Apple iPads start at just $299, and Apple AirPods Pro are just $199. In store only. Offer ends 6/19/21. Limit 2. Staples Connect, the working and learning store. For more traffic information, log on to sigalert.com. Jim Bachman with your Philadelphia area traffic.
Now, a word weather update. Here's NBC 10 First Alert meteorologist Bill Henley.
Clearing skies this morning, lots of sunshine and temperatures climbing into the upper 70s by lunchtime and a high of 82 this afternoon. A nice breeze blowing, bringing the humidity way down. A pleasant day Wednesday, partly to mostly sunny skies, still a bit breezy, a high of 79, and the humidity goes even lower on Thursday with sunshine and a high of 78. I'm NBC 10 First Alert meteorologist Bill Henley.
You're listening to WURD Radio, 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD, independent black media.
Welcome back to the Power Hour. Dwayne Royster, Mark Kelly Tyler. We're here for you each and every morning. Hey, WURD family, welcome black. It's time to reawaken, reopen, and renew. WURD Radio is kicking off our annual Early Bird Special. We have stood together every step of the way during the pandemic. Here at WURD, our hosts and producers, our elders, parents, children, teachers, doctors, and community leaders stood up, shared resources, and supported each other through the airwaves, virtual events, and of course, the phone lines. We stay connected by every means necessary. Let's welcome the new season, the reopening of the city, and our new normal together. Stand with us. Join and renew your sustaining WURD membership for the special price of $75. Or, if you just want to support the work we're doing, there is now an option to become a digital WURD member for as little as $5 per month. Visit wordradio.com/earlybird. The Welcome Black Early Bird Special runs now through June 19th. So come on, family. If you enjoy the Power Hour, if you enjoy WURD Radio, won't you sign up and become a WURD Radio member of the WURD Radio family right now?
Now, I lay me down to sleep. That's they're gonna probably flag this program now because that's a line from Flashlight. They don't like the bop gun. Dun, 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 dun. Now you want to get your day started? Wake up every morning and play that first. People will think you had like 10 cups of coffee. Like, no, I just listened to Flashlight this morning.
That would be a way to get jumping.
My teenage daughters even admitted, they're like, that's a good song. They're like, that song is what, 40, 50 years old? I'm like, yeah, like,
Thank you, Tim said that's why I don't use Facebook because they flag you on stuff like that.
Yeah, they didn't like my comment. And I actually didn't even post it with a comment. You know who else doesn't? Yeah, I just posted a song. You know who else doesn't like something I did today?
Who's that?
Will Mega.
What's up with Will today?
Will looked at our T-shirts because you're rocking your Iota T-shirt and I got my Alpha T-shirt, and he said, "What is this? Bad T-shirt day?"
I don't know what he's talking about. I have no idea what he's talking about.
I'm gonna send him a box of candy canes before Christmas. See what if he can twirl those little things. Now he's like, oh, give me the mic, Rev. That ain't right. You fired the first salvo, my friend. The first one. Don't come for me. Thank you, Kayla West. She says those are great T-shirts.
Thank you, Kayla. Appreciate you. Appreciate you.
That's exactly right. Hey, so yeah, I mean, boy, Flashlight. Let's see. A couple other things before we get out of here. All right. Tried to make it through the whole morning without like one of these stories, but we got to talk about one of these stories. One of these stories that some people would say, oh, you make everything about race. All right, you tell me if this is about race or not. So some black kids are down at the shore. They're in Ocean City, Maryland.
Yeah.
Supposedly a place that is pretty welcoming to black folk. Supposedly. I've never been to Ocean City, Maryland for the beach. I've driven through there plenty of times, but I don't do the beach there. I typically do Jersey, or when I want to be with the elites, I go to Martha's Vineyard. When I don't want to be bothered by lesser people, end quote. But in all seriousness, so some kids are there vaping, and they're approached by a number of police officers. The officers, you see the video, one of the kids is shooting video, cell phone footage, and officer tells him to take his backpack off. Oh God, Tawanda, these kids were from Harrisburg. You got to help us get one of the parents on the line. And if one of the kids is old enough or wants to talk, we'd be happy to have them on too. And officer says, take your backpack off, which I don't understand what that has to do with vaping, but okay, whatever. Kid is about to comply, but he is obviously not moving fast enough for this officer in this moment, who then tases him. Yeah, kid hits the ground like, damn, dude, what was that about?
He's like, what you arresting me for? What are you arresting me for?
Did you just tase me? Yes. For vaping.
Oh, wait, it gets worse, though.
Oh, it's worse than that?
Yeah, he gets tased, and then he's on the ground. They got his arms behind his back, and he's asking them the question. They first claim he's resisting. He's like, I'm not resisting. You're not resisting, but tell me why you're arresting me. And then one cop, there are 4 cops on him at this point, and then one cop starts kneeing him, like wailing back, like pulling the leg all the way back and kneeing him 4 different times until he stops talking.
And then, to add insult to injury, instead of walking him away, the 5 of those officers in the video lift him up while he is handcuffed, belly facing down, face facing down. They're on both sides, like kind of like if he were a casket.
Yeah.
And they lift him up as he's looking hogtied, and they carry him off camera, like a slave, actually.
That like is a runaway slave. Like a runaway slave.
That like is literally. Now, Marjorie Taylor Greene, this is how you appropriate the past in a way that is faithful to it and not disrespectful. They treated him in the end like a slave.
Personally, I think there needs to be a major boycott of Ocean City from black folk, right? You want to, I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, a lot of times when you really want to make a point, you mess with people's money. And black folk go to Ocean City because I mean, we often vacation in Rehoboth and then drive down for like Ocean City for like a day. And the place is packed and it's full of black folk. But you start messing with people's money, especially coming out of COVID. And there needs to be a call from, I mean, I wish we had some organizing in that part of Maryland. But, you know, from the NAACP, from other organizations down there, I mean, at some point, we've got to stop the police from wailing on our kids. This is not free season on black and brown children. It's just not. And at some point, the thing about it that really got it so messed up is that if you look at the video, at some point, there are now 20 officers that have set a perimeter around these 5 cops that are beating up on this kid for vaping on the sidewalk, on the sidewalk. And, you know, at some point, you got to be like, okay, when is this no longer free season on our children? When are we going to stop this nonsense and not allow this to happen anymore?
All right. So, listen, and so, you know, so Joe Simmons and I, we have a disagreement about the methodology about how to do this, but we definitely agree about the problem with policing. But on mornings like this, you hear this story, it's like hard to really kind of, it's almost hard to disagree with Joe Simmons when he says, abolish these creeps.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, you know, because it's like, I mean, Joe, I always tell you, my disagreement is not that I disagree with you in spirit, but it's just in the practicality. But at a certain point, you see these stories, it is like, I mean, seriously. And yet, we think the answer to dirt bikes in this city is to turn them, bro, you know the adrenaline that gets going after a good police chase? A dirt biker is leading you through Philadelphia and you finally catch him. If watching that, what they did to that calm, this kid was not even mouthing off. I mean,
no, not at all.
First of all, he's from Harrisburg. Sorry, Tawanda. I mean, he's from Harrisburg. He don't know how to mouth off proper. He ain't got that Philadelphia smart mouth, right? He's from Harrisburg. He's like, huh? Take my backpack off? Okay. Tase. Imagine after a multi-block chase, you catch this dirt biker that you've been chasing. Oh, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, taser. Those kids they'd be blessed to say, I was only tased. You gonna get the Frank Rizzo treatment. Give him the Rizzo, the works. I just, I'm like you. So shout out to District Attorney Krasner, who had a press conference about dirt bikes yesterday. I know we're at the end of the show, but I'll just simply say this. and the headline in the regional section in the Inquired about the story says the key word that he used was, in dealing with this problem of the dirt bikers and ATV riders, we need imagination.
Isn't that what I've been saying, though? I've been saying the same thing. I keep saying, we just need some imagination and creativity. We can figure this out.
Yeah, yep. So, again, it's good to have a district attorney not being pushed by the winds of, white folk who are just upset about them riding through their neighborhoods and making a lot of noise, who understands that there is another side to what happens when you start calling for enforcement. Look, the enforcement comes from the hands of people like that. And if in Ocean City at the beach with cops in short pants and kids from Harrisburg ends in tasing, in Philadelphia when these guys are dressed like Nazis, no exaggeration, all black, looking like stormtroopers from the 1940s, in some cases leather boots, looking very much, and I will pull pictures up to support what I'm saying, looking the part, it ain't gonna end the same way. I'll rest my case, bro. I'm done.
All right. Well, listen, everybody, thanks for checking us out here on the Power Hour. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. to bring you the latest in news happenings around Philadelphia and, of course, our opinions, which we have plenty of. Thank you, Reverend Tyler, for everything you do. Thank you for Kwesa for holding down the boards and making sure that we are on the air each and every day. Thank you to everybody that listened to us through the air, through the app, those that listen to us through Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch, those that are listening to us through Alexa. Hey, Alexa, turn on WURD Radio. We stay tuned now for Wake Up with WURD with Solomon Jones and family. Do us a favor. Go out. Change the damn world, because if you don't, nobody else will. Peace.